Welcome back, everybody, to Galactic Science 2. Alright, obviously the voice is a little bit on the broken side, but the show must go on. So, as of last episode, we discussed that we're going to need to up our power game. So, that's exactly what we're going to get into today. Ah, okay, well, oh yeah, we're getting one heavy-duty plate per whenever it comes around. So what I really need to do is look at, I suppose, power generation. And currently, right now, considering I'm not any far further along the whole progression side of things, and that is the Sterling generator, S-T-I-R. If I could learn how to spell. What the hell is this? Sterling Knight. Ah. That's an obvious reference from Kathleen, one of his most favoured music performer. So, Sterling generators. We're just going to need blocks of redstone, blocks of iron. So, that's all pretty cool. Getting said things, well, why I have a stack of iron in there, I have no idea. Why that is just, actually I think I know. No, I don't. I have no idea why there is a stack of iron in there. Really should not have been there in the first place. So let's just remove some of these things out so we can actually see what we were trying to go for here. Obsidian, no, whoops, fiddlesticks. Ah, here we are, Sterling generator. We're just going to make a number of these. So we're just going to turn off the... Well, is that going to... Wow. That's actually got a few more than I thought. Well, let's just turn that off, period. And we'll just get our generators happening. How much power do these generators need? What, actually considerable amounts. Wow. Okay. So my idea for where I'm actually going to house the power generation is pretty simple, actually. We're going to place it up against here. And we're going to have a... Because we've got this huge... Cryrethium power conduits right there, right? So the idea is to take carbon that we're generating from our food farms, and we'll use that for power. Yeah, we just need one export bus. We need a chest. So export bus, a chest, of course. And some conduits. Now we've got some, I suppose straight item ducts should be enough. And also we're going to need a servo. Yep, signalium servo should be fine. Right, up we go. Beep, 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 beep. Okay. So we'll place our buffer chest. Right up against this thing. Place our export bus. There, we're probably going to need an acceleration card or two in this to keep the amount of carbon supplied to the power generation, but we'll have to see how things go. I mean, we've got 100k. I may consider actually using a mixture of carbon and hydrogen, because you can burn hydrogen in said generator. So I might actually go for a capacity card as well. Let's see if we've got one cruising around the place. I don't think it's actually in here. Nope. Okay, well that's fine. although we just knocked up a 1,000 carbon, but yeah, hydrogen, I think we might want to start burning as well. Capacity card. Awesome. So yeah, we're going to burn carbon and hydrogen. And having the chest there, it's not going to really matter what we're actually burning or how we're actually burning it. We're going to round robin mode. And I really should have picked up a little bit of hydrogen. So we can place that in the chest also. Okay, export hydrogen as well. So in this chest, we're going to have a mixture of carbon and hydrogen. Doesn't really matter. I just want to test hydrogen being burnt. Hydrogen does indeed have the capacity, although it's probably quite inefficient as the carbon. Yeah, maybe I should just keep the hydrogen actually and take that capacity card out. I think that might be the smartest move, I dare say. Right. I've really got to sink some of these cables into the floor because jumping over them is getting to be a real pain in the neck. Right, 6 Stirling generators. We'll turn our circuits back on again. And we'll line these buggers up. Pop out the wood. Did I just... I'm not entirely sure whether I did. Okay, so that's a good number. Put the impulse item ducts along and down. Can I potentially try and jetpack to the point where, yep, there we go. Yeah, sitting on on cables is really not the easiest thing to do. Right, so that's there. Place our servo. And give it a little bit. Definitely going to need to put a little bit of acceleration there. Just a couple. Cool. So what we want to do is actually expand the amount of power these things actually do construct. Yeah, we're going to move this cable right now. Doing it live. Transfer pipe. Because it is just getting too annoying. At least give myself the ability just to walk over that little gap there. Right, so we're burning our carbon quite inefficiently, mind you, but we're going to have to make some capacitors. Now, I believe we do have the capabilities to make... Actually, we don't even have the capability to make double layer capacitors. The energetic alloy is only available via the that's magma crucible, smeltery, the alloy mixer. So we really need to step up our game. Now, I believe you can only really use double layer capacitors in the Stirling generators. So we're just going to have to push on with the rocket. So we've got our nose cone. We've got getting 7 heavy duty plates, but we really need to up our game, especially when it comes to the amount of. Yeah, why isn't that on? That's on. That is. Oh, that's right. I deselected that. Okay. So now we had about another 7 Sterling generators generating about 2,000 RF per tick. So it's another 14,000 RF per tick we're gaining in. So I think, not entirely sure, but we might be able to increase, say, the amount of power draining out by a small number. So power, no, we're still losing power, sadly enough. So we're just going to have to work on it and try and get to Mars, because that is the main thing that we really, really need to do. So starting from where we are, I'm not making these heavy plates quick enough. So we're going to have to look at the overclocker upgrades. One of the prime reasons for making all these electronic circuits is to increase the ability for us to actually make these plates quicker. So let's chase through the coolant cell. Oh, okay, so the assembly table, we need snow. And water cells is... So how do we make an empty cell? We extrude tin plate. Currently all my... I don't really want to mess with my rolling system right there, so I'm going to have to make another roller. That's sad. So... or metal former, I should say. Now, how do we make one of those again? Of course, it is just iron plus redstone. Let's have a look in here. For some reason, the retriever seems to be like storing a block of iron in here. Not that I'm really complaining, mind you. Having a block of iron and the blocks of iron and the blocks of redstone right there, not necessarily the worst thing in the world. Okay, we only want one of these things. Also going to have to just turn this off for a hot second. Did I just make... Oh no, we did only make one, so that was great. Okay. Just so we can actually start working our materials. Now, we can actually... Where's my power conduits? Here we are. We're going to expand out this way a bit more. Okay, I'll put our floodlight back again. Narrow cone, I want white cone. There we go. And my one tree that's sitting here for all eternity. Right. Oh, I just remembered. We're going to need galactic science cables to power this. Okay. So I wonder if we can just do this. Yes, we can. Awesome. Okay, so with our metal former, we're going to need some tin to make the cells. Let's just double check so I don't make a mess of this. Okay. We'll just backtrack through the coolant, shall we? Empty cell. Okay, so we are extruding. Not rolling, not cutting, extruding. This will give us the cells that we need. Now, making snow... I wonder. We do have an excess... What? Oh, hey, hold the phone. Of course, I did mess that up. We just made tin cable. We don't really want to do that. We wanted to make the tin plates. Let's see. Okay, snow. Let's investigate how we make snow. I mean, there are several ways. We just haven't really looked at it. We can either compress water, which we don't think we've got the access to the compressor yet, or we just do the old snowball thing. That's extractor, pulverizer. We just synthesize that. Don't know why we can't just synthesize. Oh my goodness. Okay, so it looks we're going to have to do it the old Minecam way. So that means a synthesis chain. So what we could do is actually slow down or take out some of the water that we're getting from the farms. Although, let's just double check. We've got 11 kilo buckets of water. We should be able, could we decompose? That's a very good question, actually. Can we just decompose water to get the H2O? Because if we could do that, I wouldn't have to mess with my setup at all. So let's check that out. We've got a decomposer here. We'll take a liquid... well, actually, yeah, a fluid export bus. We're going to have to tap into the line here. So we'll just place it there. Hello, cat. How you doing? Place that there. And let's explore the idea. I mean, it is a bit of like mucking around. Just to move the water from one area to the next. I mean, we're virtually using fluid transposers to transpose the actual water chemicals. Then we're just moving that digitally through the applied energistics network just to reconstitute the water. Oh, that's going to give me this. Okay. That's going to give me hydrogen and oxygen. Well, yeah. That's not gonna work. It was worth a try. Definitely worth a try. So I'm going to have to store some straight water to actually affect this somehow. So how much water am I actually getting? or either that. Okay, this is how we're going to play this, right? I did actually have an extra fluid transposer set up due to the fact I was getting too much water in the whole system. So let's just... I'm going to have to tidy up these chests at some stage, but it's not going to be today. So we're just going to break... Right, so we're just going to get rid of that filter. That one. So what we're going to do, this filter, we're going to take this blacklist out. So we're going to allow water to go into this chest, right? So we just the augmentation, we're just going to take out some of the augments here. That should increase to the point where it starts overflowing. That's the hope anyway. So that is definitely full. That's getting to the stage of being full. So now we're going to start getting some overflow of water going back into the applied energetic system, or not. Actually, that's not the way it's going to happen. This is a problem. Actually, no, it's not. We can pipe around this. It can be done. We're going to put the filter back in. We're definitely going to place water. We're just going to need to grab some. So, okay, so if we're going to be blacklisting water here. We don't, because this chest is going straight to this decomposer line here, and that's getting fed back into the system. If I put water through that, we're just going to get a hydrogen and oxygen. Not what I want. I would like this line here is decomposing cobblestone, and that is going back into the feeder chest here for my applied energetic network. So I've only got one input. Confused yet? Okay, so I just have to make sure that only water is going to go in here. Because everything but water is going to go in. And I'm going to need... Actually, if I just have a chest... plus another extraction servo... on that... hardened servo should be fine. And I will need another filter, just to be on the safe side. Right, so we're going to need a chest. Just as a bit of a buffer. Okay. So this chest here, we're going to place... That's not going to affect that chest. And we'll just place an item duct there. So eventually we'll get water coming out through here. And then on this line, we're going to have a hardened servo, which is going to be extracting the water. And we're going to pipe that through I really do love thermodynamic pipes. They're just so much fun. Okay, so now we're getting water. Now we're actually getting the overflow water going back into my system. How cool is that? It's slow. We're definitely getting an overflow of water, which is what I was expecting. That should not be going in here. Cool. So the real trick is going to be balancing the amount of water the farms are actually going to be using. Now we've actually reduced the amount of water going back into the tank. So that's going to be a bit of a wait and see. Although, by the looks of things, it's a bit of a deficit, unfortunately. So there's definitely a bit of a balancing issue there. I think I may need to... We'll try and tweak it with the space-time flux unifier augment. Place that back in. And take an augment out of this transposer here. We'll see how that goes. Water is slowly... water is definitely slowly increasing. 8.4... Yeah, water is definitely slowly increasing in that tank. So we've basically achieved a level here. And we're still getting... We might be getting some water in or not. I'm not entirely sure. Although, no, it does definitely seem to be the case. Let's check this here. I've got a feeling I may actually need to increase the amount of cactuses we make. Yep, I think that's something we're going to do in between between episodes. I'm going to increase this photogenic isolator to the next level. Or actually, what other things do I have that is actually making water? That's consuming. I'm not entirely sure, actually. Let's just check the humble potato. What does that break down to? No, the humble potato does actually break down to water, so I think what we will do, although, yeah, that's actually, that's at actually a higher level too. Indeed. Yep, I've got a feeling we might be increasing the cactus farm to take the next level, because we're not producing enough water to do what I really want to do, and that is to have enough water, basically H2O overflow, to go into making snowballs to make the coolant things. Yes, it's an interesting pack, I'll give it that. But this is what Galactic Science 2 is all about. And yeah, I'm still definitely enjoying myself. Alright folks, if you enjoyed the episode, enjoyed the series thus far, do go ahead and click that like button. If you want to actually play Galactic Science 2, it is available on the Twitch app. So you have to go digging around and find it there. And of course, if you're interested in anything else I've done in the past or possibly doing right now, check out some of the playlists over to the right hand side. I've been Raetac. I'll see you next time.